You're listening to No Limits Radio Show on the Vets on Media Network.
Happy Saturday! Welcome to the show. I'm Christina.
And I'm Michelle.
And over running the board, we have Sam. She doesn't have a microphone right now.
Hi, Sam.
So last night was amazing. I had an opportunity to attend an event and interview Sheriff Joe, Dr. Ben Carson, Trent Franks, several other, Raven Valdez, who is of Raven Events, and we are going to be at her B2B networking event September 11th.
Can't wait.
Yep. Celine Durney, who is going to be here later in the show, she was there. She was actually singing
Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace, thank you.
I was like, I didn't hear it all, but I know she said Grace, so
yeah,
I'm going to go with
Grace. Thank you. And what was really cool is that Sam and I have gotten to do some video work together, but we haven't been able to do a red carpet event, and we got to do that last night. And I got to tell everybody, if you're looking for a videographer, if you have a red carpet event and you'd like to hire Sam, I'm just pimping you out right now.
Thank you.
Because she is for hire.
Do you get a portion of that payment? Because that's how pimping works.
Okay, then I guess I'm not really pimping her out.
Okay.
I'm just promoting her
All
because
right. Well, thank you.
She was amazing. Having done a red carpet event before where I worked with another videographer, and I won't name that videographer, but there was an issue. Tom Hanks was in front of me, and that video didn't get captured. So what was really cool is I got to work with Sam, and Sam is the young buck in the group. But the fact that she's younger than me did not intimidate her. She absolutely was giving me solid direction, telling me what to do, and I liked it.
You there, Rob?
Well, I like being told what to do.
Well, didn't we learn that the other week, though?
Did we?
Well, we learned that here's the problem. If we're talking about the bedroom and telling her what to do, the problem is that there's so much in there she doesn't like to do that I don't know what someone would tell her.
That's very true.
That's true.
Yeah, take the lotion. Ew, gross.
You want me to what?
Yeah.
With my what?
Do what? No.
I'm not going to do that. It's messy.
It's really messy.
I really don't like things that are messy. I was recently watching this color run thing.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my gosh, they're getting
pummeled with color.
I was like, that's just messy. Because then you're going to get in your car and it's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't think about the car thing.
I think they have like portable showers.
Do they?
So then you're going to be wet and in your car.
Well, you grab a towel.
What about like when you come from a water park? What do you do then?
I don't know. I've never gone to a water park.
What?
You've never gone to a water park?
Like, no.
Like with slides and you've never done?
I've taken my kids to one, but
you've never...
I've never actually...
You don't get in the water?
Michelle, the first time that I've ever worn a bathing suit in public was at that event that you invited me to.
James's unit party?
Yes. First time I've ever...
We need to fix this.
Right?
Yeah.
There's some fun rides out there. You have to experience them.
But that involves wearing a bathing suit in public and... Let's
put it this way. Every time I've gone to that, I worry that I'm going to look like, oh my God, my stomach. And then I go around and I see the other people who are wearing like next to nothing, like, I don't feel so bad anymore.
Also, don't think anyone's paying any attention to you because they probably aren't. They're there to have their fun. They're not there to check out who's there. So you're really not that important, even though I know you would like to think you are. You're really not.
I'm not that important?
No! No one's going to give a crap.
I give a crap.
Well.
Yeah. Well.
So, anyway.
Anyway.
I want to thank Tech Webcaster for having me on the show last night. It was great. It was a wonderful experience, and I just want to thank them.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for having me on the show last night.
Are they sleeping right now?
I don't know, but if you listen, hey, thanks for the invite, guys. I appreciate it. I know you're scared to have me on. It's okay.
Yeah,
you should be.
They're probably like, oh boy.
You even though you weren't on the show, you were there
in spirit
because I was talking about you.
Oh dear God.
Oh no, I shared with them how unique the show is. And that Michelle and I, from time to time, we don't agree, and that's kind of the premise of the show. You know, it's no boundaries, it's no limits. It's about sharing what you think, and we may not agree, but we're gonna have that conversation. So,
well, good.
Yeah.
Glad you didn't say anything bad.
Nope, nothing bad to say. on air.
Well, in public,
where it's being recorded.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Well,
so what do we got this week?
Okay, so today we've got two guests that are going to be in studio. A little bit later, we're going to learn about a Wild Boomer Women event that's coming up here on the 20th.
Sounds crazy.
And there is a local artist, a local singer, and I've been watching her career for, gosh, I think it's been 4 years now, and I'm just really impressed with her, and I like to have these continual updates. So she's going to be in studio, she's going to share what's going on, and she's going to sing for us in studio,
Yay.
which is awesome. But before any of that can happen, first we have the WWW. The WWW. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like there should be some dramatic music there, you know?
like dun 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 dun, like that.
Like I just did. Dun, 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 dun.
We don't need music. We got us.
We got
Dun,
sound
dun,
effects. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
So,
There it is.
okay, that's definitely better than my dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it is. That's why we love seeing.
Okay, thank you, Sam. So this is the wild, this is the wonderful, and this is the weird stories that Michelle has found out on the interweb.
I did. Before we go into the wild, wonderful, and definitely wacky, just like to put the Joan Rivers family in our thoughts and prayers. She did pass away this week at 81. And what an amazing, remarkable woman she was, and really opened kind of the pathway for what we're able to do, you know,
Absolutely.
when it comes to comedy and TV and radio, all of that.
Joan Rivers was the first woman to host an evening talk show. It only lasted for 7 months, but she was the first woman to host that. And when asked, you know, what do you think it will take for women to do that, her response was, when the right woman comes along, when she's strong enough, you know, it's really not about gender. It's about the right woman. And so far, there hasn't been the right woman. I think we could do it.
We absolutely.
I totally. When I heard that quote, I was like, Michelle and I, we could host a night.
So it is definitely very sad, but I did find on YouTube this week a clip of her having a conversation with Melissa, and I just think it's remarkable. So we're going to play it.
No, but I'm no chicken. I've had a great life, an amazing life. If I died this morning, nobody would say so young. You're a terrific person. Cooper's fine. You're all fine. I've had an amazing life. If it ended right now, amazing life. And you've been wonderful, and we've had a great ride together.
You know, I know you're nervous, and I feel
So
awful about it.
amazing mother-daughter bonding conversation, and that's where her head was at.
That's where her mind was, you
Yeah.
know, and the reality is that she did have a remarkable life, and the relationship between her and Melissa, I think, is a beautiful one. And so I thought that was very touching. And like I said, she was 81, and I think people, for a second, you don't really think of that because she looked great.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
she looked phenomenal, but she was 81. She
Well,
lived a great life.
And she's had a lot of work done, and she's been an advocate for, if you've got the money and you want to have the work done and it's going to make you feel better, then have the work done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
Do you think she would still say that now?
yes.
Despite what happened?
Well, the work that she was having done was on her vocal cords, and I don't know that was I mean, I don't know enough about
Right.
the work that she was having done, but it sounds like she was at peace with her life. And I wonder how many of us can say the same thing. You know, if today was the last day of your life, are you at peace? Is everything, would you feel like I've had a full life and I'm okay with everything?
Yeah.
I don't know how many of us can say that.
I don't think a lot of people can say that.
Right.
You know, so if those are the last words you hear from Joan Rivers, I hope you take it to heart, because it
Yeah.
was actually a pretty profound statement.
And Melissa Rivers is going to have a big task ahead of her, because putting on her funeral, Joan Rivers has been very clear about what she wants that funeral. It's going to be an epic event.
Oh, yeah.
Red carpet event. You know, she wants Meryl Streep in tears, you know, the best performance of her life, you know. So she was very clear about how she wanted her funeral to be, which I just thought, you know, for a woman that really seemed to know where she was going and to know how it's going to end,
Yeah.
I was, touched by that.
So it's a great loss. But anyway, so a little bit of wonderful because we have some kind of not so wonderful news that I found. So I thought, well, let's at least have some wonderful thing. This story actually comes from India, but it is about a 60-year-old homeless man. This is just going to talk about humanity.
Okay.
Okay. A 60-year-old homeless man who lost his job and his family 3 decades ago, so 30 years ago. He cleans the rail platform in a rail, why can't I think
Train
of that?
station?
Railway station. Yeah,
Yep.
train station. Anyway, he cleans. He doesn't get paid for this. He just does this, and he takes care of 6 or 7 stray dogs by feeding them what he finds while he's, cleaning everything, and he feeds them before he feeds himself. So it's a little bit of humanity out there.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think so. So now let's talk about some weird and not so human people. No, they are human. But anyway, these 3 chicks in Vegas, okay? 2 of them meet these 2 guys at the hotel.
Sounds like a bad joke.
No.
3 girls walk into a bar.
It is a bad joke. But it isn't a joke. But anyway, they were at the Encore Hotel in Vegas. 2 of the suspects met up with a group of guys. They go back to the room, start, making out, having sex. One of their friends joins them. And a little bit later, the gentlemen realize they can't find their Rolex watches. So they go to chase the women. Women get in the elevator. They've seen the footage. The women put the Rolexes in their vagina.
Oh, and they had a stun gun. So when
And
the
they had
guys
a
went
stun
to
gun.
chase them, they pulled out a stun gun.
Yeah.
So the guys didn't
Yikes.
pursue.
The guys didn't stop. They
Yeah.
put the Rolexes up their vagina. The best part of this story, and this is why I wanted to do this.
That wasn't the best part?
No. The one suspect, Trinity Kennard, her quote was, "I thought when stuff like this happened, it's just like a personal thing. I didn't think the police would get involved and I could go to jail."
What?
Yeah. Now, the even funnier part is that this is actually the 2nd vagina smuggling case reported in Vegas this year.
That I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
Because it's Vegas.
Yeah. I guess it's just every sort of common sense when you go there for people just seems to out the window completely.
Well, I just think it's funny that she doesn't think that she just thought it was going to be, something that.
Well, it's like
That's just weird. It
is weird.
the first thing I would think is there some place in the elevator that I can like push it up top or hide it? I guess if I'm
pocket
gonna
in my purse, not a pocket in my puss. Something.
Oh, that was just weird.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
was
goodness.
definitely a weird one.
So anyway, bless their little hearts, they are in jail and they're going to probably spend a little bit of time there. But out of Portland, Maine, okay, there is a story right now. A teenage mother is fighting a do not resuscitate order imposed on her brain damaged daughter. Did you read the story?
I did.
So basically, the child welfare officials have put a do not resuscitate on the infant. I think she's only 8 months old.
And that just means
6
they what exactly?
She was involved. Her father shook her so badly that she has brain damage.
Okay.
So much that when this first happened, they put her on life support. They took her off, put her in her mom's arms so that she could pass peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
The baby didn't. She started breathing. So they then put her on life support, back on the life support. However, she is so brain damaged, she cannot suck, so she will not be able to eat. She cannot see. She cannot
She's
hear.
a vegetable.
So the welfare department, because the child was put into their custody because the father did do this, they are putting a do not resuscitate order on her, and the mother is fighting to take that off.
Some of the things that I found interesting about this story is that the judge was claiming that because the mother hasn't gone to visit the child regularly, that the mother can't be counted on, and also that the mother has voiced the desire to reunite with the father.
Oh yeah.
So
That's just dangerous.
But here's the thing. That's a separate issue.
Correct.
Like whether or not the mother decides to reunite with this father, separate issue. That should not even be in the conversation about the whether or not the do not resuscitate is going to be revoked or not.
Right.
I don't even know why the judge is bringing that into the conversation.
Because that's a what if, and you could what if any case.
And I also think how much the mother has been there is quite subjective. What does that mean? Well, the mother hasn't been there as much as I think the mother should be there. There's some other factors that maybe we're not aware of. Is this mother working 2 jobs and she's there as much as she possibly can? Is this mother also so distraught over what has happened to her child? And there's a lot here that I feel like they're not talking about in the story, and I don't understand why child welfare is involved in the conversation about the do not resuscitate. They're not doctors, and they shouldn't be the ones saying whether or not. If the doctors are saying, medically, it's not kind.
However, it's still the parent's right. Whether a doctor says to you, listen, your child is always going to be in a vegetable state. They are never. It is still the parent's decision. It is not the doctor's, their job to do that. I don't understand why she doesn't have the child back, unless there's some type of investigation still going on with her involvement.
Would she have signed? I don't want to say signed off, but is it completely in child care's custody to the point where she's technically not even?
They don't say.
Right.
But the fact that when this happened, he is in jail and he is facing charges.
Right.
But the fact that they took the baby from the mother makes me think that there's an investigation thinking that she is somehow involved.
But she was at work. She wasn't even there when this happened. So
why does CPS have the child?
Because this is one more case where we have these rules and common sense doesn't enter. The robotic rule is when something happens, the child is removed. They don't take into account the father's removed from the situation. He's not a threat. It's just these are the rules. We have to follow the rules. So that's my thought on it. I think it's sad that the parental rights don't seem to matter here, and I think it's interesting that the court is able to say whether or not the court is able to decide the value of life.
But that's because that's what Child Welfare Services is saying, and right now that child is in their custody.
But they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be in the conversation.
Well, they shouldn't be, but the child is theirs.
I understand that, but it's ridiculous.
I'm wondering if she'd be better off to be fighting I want my child back. There's no reason. It's not really about the do not resuscitate. I mean, it is, but I think it's more
at the end of the day, I want my baby.
Hey, I want my baby back. There's no reason for you guys to keep my child from me and keep my rights from my child because I didn't have anything to do with this.
Well, and I read another article that the governor has gotten involved in this story also. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out and what happens.
Yeah, it absolutely will. So, but my heart goes out to her. And as far as the husband, Kevin Peasley, he's 22. I hope he burns in hell.
Yeah, but agreed.
Anyway, here locally in Phoenix, we have a news story. Alleged statutory rape victim ordered to pay $15,000 in child support.
Explain.
Okay, so there is a man now at this point. When Nick Olivas was 14, he claims that he had an alleged affair with a 20-year-old woman. 2 years ago, the older woman filed for public assistance. He is now 24. And at that point, he found out that he is the biological father of her daughter. So now CPS, because she's looking for financial assistance, is going back to him. They want $15,000 in child support plus money for his daughter's birth expenses and a 10% interest. He says that he should not have to pay a cent of that because he was a victim of statutory rape. However, he did not file anything in regards to this. So they're saying he can't go back now because there is a...
Right.
Okay, so here's what's... No, and he also said that he has no problem paying child support now.
Correct.
And he wants to be a part of his child. Now that he knows that this is his child, he wants to be a part of the child's life. I kind of feel, I feel like it's not right that he's having to pay that child support for when he was a child. And I wonder if the judgment and the decision would be different if it was gender reversed. If the person that was raped at 14,
Mm-hmm.
statutory rape,
Mm-hmm.
was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Would this be going differently? Would there be more of a public outcry? You know, that if you're looking at a 14-year-old girl, 20-year-old male,
Mm-hmm.
would the perception and the decision be different?
I would have to say yes, sadly, I guess.
Yeah, but the problem is that he never reported this. It's
Yeah.
not like he reported this. And so I think it'd be the same thing if it's a girl and she did not report this and 10 years later or whatever, she's trying to say, hey, I want to get money. I was raped.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
So
people are
she
gonna
would
say
be
you-
awarded.
Well, apparently, yeah, they're going to go back, you know, but what I'm saying is I don't know that the outcry, I think people would still say, why didn't you report it?
But think about it. You're a 14-year-old kid. You're having sex with a 20-year-old. I'm sure in his mind at 14, it didn't feel like rape.
Correct.
You know, as an adult, maybe looking back on it, he's now realizing that was ridiculous. I was 14 years old. I was taken advantage of.
Right.
And that we don't honor that, I think, is ridiculous. And I think it's a role reversal, and I think it's very sad.
Well, and I think what else is sad, and not just in this case, but you know what, for you women out there, I think it's very unfair if you have a kid and you don't let that man know and you're going to come back years and years later and demand
by the
support.
way, yeah.
You know what? I think that's bullshit. And I think there need to be laws that protect men in that situation.
I agree.
Because you know what? You can't hold me responsible. If I didn't know for 8 years that this was my kid, now you want me to go back and
And the worst
pay
though
for all
is
of
that they slam them too. Like, you weren't there. It's like, well, I didn't know I was supposed to be there. So
I completely agree.
Yeah, I think there need to be laws for that. You
I
know,
completely
if you have not, you know, let the father know, they really should not be held responsible for that. So that's my thing on that. We don't have
I think we got time for one quick.
we have time for one more, and this is one that I really want to talk about real quick because it does also it's here locally, and I think it's important to talk about. And this is the gentleman, or the boy, I should say, not a gentleman, but he's his name is Nick Floyd. He is 16. He's fighting cancer right now, and he was supposed to a month ago have a surgery to remove one of the lungs. And I went onto his Facebook page to kind of get an update and see how the surgery went. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do the surgery because the cancer had spread too much.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share on the No Limits page, his page. You know,
it's a pretty amazing story.
it
I
is.
think.
He has a really, really great friend who's
Yeah.
helping him through this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure his family is too. But just our thoughts and prayers are with him. And I really want to post that so people can at least add, if you pray, if you donate, whatever you do.
Everybody I know, he's from the West Side, West Valley, and everybody I know, you know, my neighbor came to me with this story originally, and he had told me about this boy and asked me to do a video about him. And said, you know, he's dealing with a lot of things, and they talked about amputating his leg and all this stuff, and he's so strong about it all despite his age. I believe he's 15 now?
He's 16.
And he's talking about things like, is it worth it to go through the chemo again, or can I just enjoy the time I have left? And that's some crazy stuff for
It
a
is.
16-year-old to be saying.
But after I was reading the post from the family from the surgery, they're looking at 2 to 3 months, and they have decided that they are not going to do any more treatments. He's just going to, you know, enjoy his
Live
time. I
his
guess he
life.
wants to get a tattoo. If any of you tattoo artists are out there and want to
actually-
donate it, it's awesome.
If you read we'll share the fundraising event, but they have a tattoo artist that's already
Good.
commissioned to do the tattoo. They want to do a trip to Hawaii, so they've got this great
Cool.
bucket list fundraiser
And
going.
His big thing I noticed since this whole thing had started is he's a guy after my own heart. He's picked up photography. And that's been his way of showing his view of the world since this whole thing has happened. So he's been out there shooting, and I can appreciate that as a fellow photographer.
That's awesome.
So our prayers go out to Nick and his family. So we have to take a break. When we come back,
We will have our guest in studio, so stay tuned. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. This has been No Limits Radio Show. I'm Christina.
and I'm Michelle.
Would you like to share your military knowledge and experience with other service members and help them achieve their goals? Hey everybody, it's James from Vets On.
You can do just that by becoming a military student enrollment advisor with the University of Phoenix at their Phoenix, Arizona campus. Military student enrollment advisors work with prospective students who've chosen to serve their country just like you. You'll be helping them enroll, choose a degree program, and guide them through their first class. To qualify for this great opportunity, you need a valid DD-214, military ID card from the National Guard or Reserves, a bachelor's degree, or 60 college credits. Military spouses are also eligible with current DoD ID card and a bachelor's degree. If you're looking for a great career while helping fellow military members, then we urge you to contact the University of Phoenix today. Apply now by going to jobs-apollo.com and enter the word Military Enrollment Advisor in the search bar. And don't forget to tell them that Vets On sent you.
Breaker, 19. How about that bandit? You got your ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm is dedicated. Staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Hey everyone, it's Adam from Vets On. Are you or someone you know looking for employment? Then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission in putting veterans in inspiring careers with ensured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skill sets, 800 clarification types, education, experience, salary range, and so much more. iVetX can help you find the perfect job to veteran match. Your skills are based on what's needed for success in that job.
You're listening to the No Limits Radio Show on the Vets On Media Network.
Welcome back to the show. I hope you are enjoying your Saturday. As promised, we are going to learn about a great event happening here in Arizona. We have with us Sue Barenholtz with Wild Boomer Women, and the event is Health, Wealth, and Beauty, a girlfriend event for women over 40. This is an event that I can attend because I am now over 40 by a couple of years.
I was going to say, why what happened to last year and the year before and the year before? Anyway.
Sue, thank you for joining us, and I believe we have a caller.
Hi, it's Clarissa calling.
Hi, Clarissa. You are live on the show. Hi, Clarissa.
What great news. Hi, good morning. How's everybody doing there?
Good morning. So you are going to be the MC for the event?
I am going to be the MC for the event. Is that exciting or what?
That is very exciting.
I know. I'm thrilled. First of all, I think I know Sue as long as I know you, Christina. So that's quite a while. And to know her is to love her. So it was great to see her the other day. And when we finally reconnected after my being away for a couple of years out in Los Angeles, it was really great. And she was throwing an event, the health, wealth, and beauty event, and said, would you like to join in? And I said, well, heck yes, I would. And so that's how that happened.
So tell me, what is it about the event that really resonated with you?
Well, I just love the fact, the way that, first of all, I love Sue, and I love the way that she pulls together women, and women that are, wild and baby boomers, and, just girlfriends being there for one another in support and love and generosity, because they're just a bunch of giving women, and I absolutely love that about her group. And not only, but the panel that she has put together is they're very important women, all superstars in their own right, that are coming together to inform and to educate women. For example, I'm those kind of women. I just don't know a lot about wealth. I don't know a lot about financial planning, and I just don't. It was never in my family's culture, and I just never really learned a lot about it. So I know that I personally am going to get an awful lot out of that panel for sure.
Well,
information.
And Clarissa, you mentioned these women that are superstars, and you are a superstar in your own right. So let's let everybody know a little bit about your background. Let's brag a little bit.
Let's not.
Oh, let's do.
Come on, talk about the supermodel days.
All right. Well, okay. Well, those were the days. They were awesome. It was an awesome time in my life when I was younger and traveled and lived in Europe. I mean, I was over there for 30 years, most of my time in Italy. And I was really lucky enough to be born tall and skinny. And, and that was what kind of was in, at the time, it still kind of is, but, it was great. It was great to be able to move into modeling through that. And that parlayed into, working as on-camera talent. That parlayed into acting in movies. And then producing my own shows, which was really, the culmination of all the years of being on stage and being in front of a microphone and stuff. Well, look, you're talking to a girl that was Mary Poppins in the kindergarten play, for God's sake. So it was pretty well written on, it was written in the stars, I think, that I was going to be in this industry. So, in some way, shape, or form, and I still am. I'm not still a supermodel, but I am still, in media. I adore media. I love it, and when it's good and when it's healthy and when it's giving, the correct information, I think media is a fabulous place to be.
Well, you're still our supermodel, and I thank you for calling in and joining the show, and think it's great that you're a part of this wonderful event.
Yeah, and here's the other thing that I love about Sue too, and the event that she pulled together again. It's Saturday, September the 20th at the Scottsdale Resort and Athletic Club. Starts at 9, so you're going to want to get in there and get your tickets at wildboomerwomen.com/over40. But you're also going to meet another. Sue put me together. I asked her if she would make the introduction for me with BACA. And, Bikers Against Child Abuse here in Maricopa County. I think these people are absolutely angels with wings that really come to the aid of children that are being abused. And as an abused child, for me, not just absolutely, it just floats my boat to be able to support them as well. And they're supporting Sue in this event. So, I think it's.
I love that organization, and we are going to have them on in the future so that we can share more about them and their story and what they do. Clarissa, I really want to thank you for calling in.
You're welcome.
And have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you again.
All right, girls. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. So now that we've heard a little bit about your MC,
yes,
or now that our listeners have learned a little bit about your MC, let's get into the event. Okay. What can people expect for this day-long event?
So it's a combination of girlfriend fun and learning the things that we as women over 40 need to know. It's not your typical conference. I don't even like to use that word. I'm calling it a girlfriend event for that reason. So the day starts with kickoff with a woman that we're bringing in from San Diego. Her name is Margaret Bola, and she co-authored a book called Women I Want to Grow Old With. And she's going to talk about intentional girlfriends, making and keeping intentional girlfriends. I love, we were talking on the phone and she was telling, I said, how did you write this book? And she said, well, I said to my co-author, who wasn't my co-author at the time, will you be a woman I want to grow old with? And that was just amazing. So she's going to be there. She's going to actually have some exercises for us, and you're going to be sitting at tables with people from your area. So we'll put people from Scottsdale on the table, people from Phoenix. So you get to meet women from your area. And after Margaret speaks, then there's going to be an exercise where women can get to know each other better. And it's a little bit structured with questions. Everybody gets a date card when they register, and we want everybody to bring their calendar as well. So it's not just oh, hi, it's nice to meet you, let's have coffee one day, you call me, I'll call you, and it never happens. We want women on the spot to be making plans.
I love that. I love that. Do you know how many times I meet women at events? There was an event that we were recently at, and there were some women there that I really wanted to connect with. Their cards went in my purse. I've sent out an email, but nothing has happened. I love that.
And the woman that has the most dates by the end of the day wins a beautiful prize. I'm not telling you what it is yet.
Well,
there's other opportunities for that as well. In the afternoon, we're bringing in activity sponsors, and those are people like hot air ballooning, indoor skydiving, painting, any kind of activity that you can think of. They will have scheduled an activity with Wild Boomer women on our fall or winter calendar. So you can go around, find out more about what each one does, and either sign up for the events that we have with them or sign up for any events that particular activity sponsor
So the
has.
events that you'll have with them will be group events. So you
Yes.
might have a group that's going to do hot air ballooning or painting, or that's very cool.
Yeah. And then we have our health panel, and I'll talk about that as soon as Dr. Marquesa calls in, because I know she is representing the health panel. And then we also have a wealth panel, and we've got some dynamic women. Deborah Bateman, who is chairman of National Bank of Arizona, will be talking. We've got Dara Randon, who is an estate attorney, who's going to talk to us about the things that the documents and the things that we need to either get together or think about, if you got hit by a bus tomorrow, what would your loved ones do? How would they know?
Right.
And then we have Hannah Brown, who's our financial plan. She's a Wild Boomer Women's financial planning partner. She's with Waddell and Reed. And Deborah is going to start talking about the big picture of, as we grow older, what opportunities do we still have to earn money, and how can we retire in style? And that's really the whole concept of the wealth panel.
Sorry, that was me. I hit the desk.
And then we said, of course, Bikers Against Child Abuse. I loved that group so much. We usually adopt a charity a year, and we adopted them toward the end of last year, and we had 2 events in December to raise funds for them and to get you know how motorcycle riders have those leather vests on? They're called cuts, right? I've learned all the lingo. I didn't know before. Even though I have my motorcycle endorsement, I never rode, so I didn't know. And so each kid and the kids in their family get a blue jean cut with their patches on it and their road name and everything. It's just the coolest thing. And they needed us to collect cuts of all sizes for all children 0 to 18, different sizes of those, leather, or
the cuts,
blue jean, and they'll cut them off.
Right. Yeah.
So
I love what that organization is doing. I mean, they have a really powerful story, and I think it's great that you're supporting them.
Yeah. Well, I became one of them.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. That's a long, arduous process to go through.
Absolutely, you have to be completely background checked.
Oh yeah, but you're not even allowed to get background checked until you've been to 3 months worth of meetings.
Wow.
And it has to be consecutive.
We have a caller. Thank you for calling in. You are live with the No Limits Radio Show.
Great.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm Dr. Marianne Marchese.
Thank you for calling in. So you are the 2014 Top Doc, and you are going to be participating in this event. Tell us a little bit about your role in the event and what you'll be talking about.
Well, I'm going to be speaking about women's health and hormones. Obviously, this event is for women over 40, and I'm one of those women over 40, and that begins a period of transitioning from perimenopause into menopause, and which can come with all sorts of symptoms, hot flashes, night sweats, libido changes. And I'm going to be talking about all these symptoms and different ways to manage them.
At 40? Hold on a second.
Wait a minute, doctor. This is Sue. You have no idea what these two women looked like when you were saying that, because they're just barely over 40, and they didn't know that they were going to be expecting that.
I'm feeling hot all of a sudden.
It could start. It can start early.
All I know is I thought it was bad enough that if I look at a candy bar, I now gain 5 pounds when I used to be able to eat 10 candy bars and gain nothing, and now you're telling me there's even more?
There is, and the reason you're gaining weight when you didn't used to when you were in your 20s and 30s is because as your hormones decline, your metabolism declines.
Okay, is there a pill I can take?
There is some pills you can take, absolutely, and I'm going to be talking about that at the event on September 20th.
Okay, I got to be there. All right. Save us. Just save us.
I had no idea that could start as early as your 40s.
Yes, perimenopause can begin anywhere from age 40 to 50. The average age of menopause is 51. So you can have a whole decade where you start to have symptoms even though you're still having a regular monthly menstrual cycle.
Okay, what are the symptoms? Because I think I'm having one of them right now.
Okay, well, the first symptom could be night sweats. And then you can have hot flashes. Then you can have low libido. And then you start to forget things. And it's not just old age. It's your hormones. And you don't remember things as very well. And you can't multitask the way you used to.
Welcome to my world, ladies.
Wow. Well, at least I have a reason for my insanity right now. I'm kind of glad.
Okay, so wait, this is called perimenopause?
Perimenopause. It's, the number of years preceding actual menopause where you get symptoms.
I feel like I've got a diagnosis now.
Absolutely.
So,
and there is a solution.
Great. And you wrote a book too for women, didn't you?
I did. I am the author of the book 8 Weeks to Women's Wellness, and in the book I outline 10 different women's health conditions that are very common conditions: breast cancer, fibroids, infertility, miscarriage, thyroid disease, and several others. And I discuss these conditions, and I develop an 8-week plan that you can do on your own at home.
And you'll have those books at the event.
Tell us the name of the book one more time.
It's called 8 Weeks to Women's Wellness.
And if one of our listeners wanted to get that book, maybe because they might not be local, they might not be able to come to the event, where would they go to purchase that book?
They can get it at Amazon.
Oh, easy. Well, you really can get everything at Amazon.
You can.
Yeah. You really can.
Yeah, you can.
Well, Dr. Marchesa, thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for helping me to figure out what's going on with me right now. And I can't wait to attend the event, which I guess we need to attend the event to find out what pill to take.
That's right.
Absolutely. Don't worry. When I meet you on the 20th and you listen to my talk, I will absolutely give you some solutions for menopause and perimenopause.
Well, I hope it's just perimenopause right now, because menopause kind of scares the hell out of me.
It's inevitable.
I know.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it.
You are welcome. Thank you so much for spreading the word about this wonderful event on September 20th.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm one of those people that whenever I read the symptoms of something, if I have a cough and I go to WebMD and I read the symptoms, I suddenly have like pneumonia.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm kind of freaking out right now.
I just found on healthline.com there's actually 35 symptoms of perimenopause. I'll share them later.
Okay,
maybe
thanks.
Well,
yeah.
and here's my situation is I had a total hysterectomy when I was 42 and immediately pushed me into full-blown menopause, okay? And we dealt with that with the hormone replacements over the years. I think starting like when I was 55, 56, it started again. And that wasn't supposed to happen. But it has. And I've got a wonderful regimen that I take now that talk about clear mind and all of that. So there are lots of solutions out there.
We have another caller? I really want to get more into the event, but it sounds like we have another caller that is live. Welcome to No Limits Radio. You are live. Are you alive?
Yes.
Are you there? Are you there? Hello?
It's like the Verizon commercial.
Can you hear me now? We can't hear you now.
We can't hear you. Call back.
Okay. So, all right. So take us through the rest of the day. Continue us through what to expect.
So Dr. Marchesa told you what she's going to be talking about. We also have another Top Doc, 2014 Phoenix Magazine winner, Dr. Summer Diza, and she's a plastic surgeon, and she's amazing. She's going to talk to us about looking younger, feeling younger, both the invasive, because she is a double board certified plastic surgeon. She does the actual surgery, but she also has solutions for non-surgical types of things that she's going to talk to us about. And then we have the wealth panel that I told you about. Now, in between that, we have lots of vendors in the health, wealth, and beauty areas. So they're going to be doing a lot of fun things when we go around during our breaks and our assigned times. So the lunch begins with our presentation. Nitro from Baca is going to tell you all about it, and there's a video that it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Do you know how much I want to meet Nitro? When I read the story, AZ Central did a great story on Baca, and when I read about him and actually the story didn't give gender. So when I read about Nitro, I was like, I really want to meet this person.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
She is our spokesperson, and she is dynamite. She's been with Baca since it started in Maricopa County, and she goes out and does all the speaking and pretty much everything for the group. Anyway, she's just a dynamo. And so you'll hear from her. There will be some other folks from Baca, and you'll get to meet them and find out more about this organization that empowers children not to be afraid.
Sure.
It's amazing. And so we're going to have a raffle to benefit Bikers Against Child Abuse. And we've got some great prizes. We can always use more, so if anybody has any other prizes they'd like to donate to the raffle.
And it's a day-long event.
It's a day-long event.
Starts at 9,
goes to 4:35. In the afternoon, we have we're going to be doing 2 extreme makeovers, and anybody that registers for the event can apply to get an extreme makeover. And what you will get is you will be meeting with Kim Meinert, who's our hairstylist extraordinaire, and she will give you a complimentary cut and color before the event, and then you'll be meeting with Dee Walker, who is our wardrobe expert, and she's always on Channel 3 and all of those morning talk shows with style. And you'll be meeting with her, and she's going to pick out the perfect outfit for your body type. We're going to have 2 different body types. We're going to have a plus-size body type and a regular-size body type, I guess, so that we can show women of all shapes and sizes how to be beautiful for their figure type. We're going to have makeup by Mary Beth York. She's a makeup artist to the stars, literally Dancing with the Stars. She does their makeup. And then Kathy Moore from Silpata Jewelry is going to accessorize her, so that all of this will be done on stage, and you'll be hearing how and why people do what they do. And you'll get to ask questions, and you'll get to go up and consult with the people.
So a day-long event packed with education, and I know the people that you've talked. I know that they're bringing education. Sometimes when you attend events, you don't know if it's going to be educational or a sales pitch. But everything that I've heard here so far sounds like it is very education based. So you're going to walk away with knowledge. And
I specifically ask my speakers. There's no selling from the podium.
That's awesome.
But there are a lot of the speakers are authors, so we will have an author's corner where they will be selling and signing their books.
That's great. Lunch is included.
Lunch is included. Continental breakfast is included, including fruit. So you'll walk in, you'll get registered, you'll go on the patio, have some continental breakfast, and then you'll go upstairs and take advantage of the afternoon. Yes, lunch is included.
For a day-long event, this can be pretty pricey as an attendee. What is the cost to attend?
So our regular cost to attend is $99 for the day. It includes everything. This weekend we're running a early bird special of $85. And for your listeners that would like to attend, we're going to offer them even less, $79, if they register this weekend. And they can do that by clicking the $85 link, paying that, and they will get a cash bonus refund for the difference when they show up in the morning.
That's awesome. And I got to tell you, if you haven't attended, and I've attended events before where for a day-long event, it costs a couple $100.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really cost-effective. This is definitely going to be worth it. I believe that we have another caller. Thank you for calling No Limits Radio Show. You are live.
Can you hear me now? Do you have your mute button on your phone? Like, did you maybe hit the mute button when you were holding it up because you're multitasking?
You know women, yes. Well, I think that might have been Kathy who said she was going to call in. She's the one doing the jewels, so accentuating the women. Everybody's going to get a wonderful swag bag as well, so you don't want to miss that.
Now, can we go back to the lady who's trying to call in? She's going to do what with gems?
She represents Silpata Jewelry.
Uh-huh.
And so when our extreme makeover ladies are done being coiffed and dressed, she's going to accessorize them to finalize that with the beautiful jewelry.
She's adding the bling.
Yes, she's adding the bling.
So the two people that are in the makeover, they're going to get their hair cut and colored. They are going to have their makeup done.
Mm-hmm.
They also are going to get direction on an outfit, or are they getting an outfit?
They are getting an outfit to wear. I don't know that.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Now we hear you.
Welcome to No Limits.
No, it hasn't been me calling in, so I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. I'm not sure who that's been.
You didn't want us to make fun of you. That's why you're telling us, right?
It's all good. Hi, ladies.
Hi. Thanks for calling
This
in.
is Kathy with Zapata Design.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us a call. So tell us a little bit. Are you going to be jeweling up all the women there? The two women that are in the makeover? Do they keep the jewelry? Give us the whole rundown.
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Well, our intention is to have a booth there all day long where people will be able to visit and see Zapata up close, put it on, play with the jewels. We are a home-based business, and we also have online sales, and we bring the jewels to your home typically. But in this case, we'll have all the jewels out on display, and women can purchase that day during their breaks or perhaps book a party for the future. During the makeover session, I'll be choosing some pieces that I feel would best accentuate their fashion for the day. And I think, in general, all women like to finish their look with some jewels, and Zapata just has a beautiful selection of sterling silver as well as some brass with Swarovski crystals. And so I'm really excited about finishing their look for the day so that they'll be having, some lessons in makeup and fashion as well as how to layer. Zapata Designs is really famous for layering pieces, wearing several bracelets, several different necklace lengths to just really capitalize on their personality and their look for the day.
That's really cool. I see a lot of women that do that where they layer necklaces or they layer bracelets, and I'm always tempted to do that, but I don't know if I'm doing it right. So that's really cool. Tell our listeners
Well, I don't think you can make a mistake. It's
one of those things that go with what you love.
Oh, you don't know me.
Oh, sweetie, she can make a mistake.
Trust me, I can definitely make a mistake. Tell me this.
Okay.
What is the, for the Silpata jewelry, what's on average, what are the price points?
You know, the price points, well, I would say range from $30 to $300. We have a little bit of everything for everyone. And there is a lifetime warranty. So along with the cost of the item, you also are backed by a phenomenal company that will give you that type of quality and a warranty.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We've only got a couple more minutes, so I really want to be able to talk to Sue a little bit more. But thank you so much for giving us a call.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so anything else that our listeners need to know about this event in 2 minutes?
It's probably one of the best investments that you'll make in yourself. With Wild Boomer Women, which is a social club for women over 45, offering fun friendship activities. And
Did you notice how she put in there 45? So we can't go yet.
No, you can, but you know, I'm changing that now that we're changing the. You know,
now that we're friends, we can come.
There are certain people that I do let in if they're younger, but you have to have attained a certain place in life where you don't care what other people think or say about.
Oh, honey, I had that at 30.
Okay, well, you were an early bloomer, but for most of us, and you know, most of us grew up in the 60s and the 70s too, so we share that where everything was, you know, there was no holds barred. So it's just going to be a great day to relax. Women don't take care of themselves enough. This is an opportunity for you to give back to you and take care of yourself. Do it for yourself. It's your gift to laughing all day long with new girlfriends that you're going to make, learning about the things that you really want to learn in very, very short segments. There'll be questions and answers for all of the panels, so you can ask them anything that you want. You can go shopping with the vendors. It's just going to be a lot of fun and not a day that you will have anywhere else.
That's awesome. And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I love that you brought up that, you know, investing in yourself. And all too often, as women, I don't know why, but we don't do that. We don't invest in ourselves.
We don't. We see something that, oh my God, my kids could use this, or I should do this. And the reality is every once in a while, maybe you splurge with that pedicure and manicure, which is going to cost you about $70 once you tip them. So instead of going to that this month, go to the, see, I don't have my nails done. Go to the Wild, Wild Boomers women. Boomer women. And I think it'll be a great day.
So let's give them the website one more time, wildboomerwomen.com/over40.
Yeah, it's WILDBOOMER.com/over40.
And do it this weekend so you can take advantage of the $79. Normally $85 this weekend, but this week only for the low price of $79. You got to mention No Limits Radio Show. All right. Thank you so much, Sue, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And I know it's going to be a great event. We are going to go to a break. When we come back, we are going to have someone who's definitely not able to attend this event because she's very young.
Is she even able to have a beer yet?
She's not. She's not able to have a beer ever.
We'll talk about the 35 symptoms of perimenopause later.
All right. This is No Limits Radio. I'm Christina.
And I'm Michelle.
Would you like to share your military knowledge and experience with other service members and help them achieve their goals? Hey everybody, it's James from Vets On. You can do just that by becoming a military student enrollment advisor with the University of Phoenix at their Phoenix, Arizona campus. Military student enrollment advisors work with prospective students who have chosen to serve their country just like you. You'll be helping them enroll, choose a degree program, and guide them through their first class. To qualify for this great opportunity, you need a valid DD-214, military ID card from the National Guard or Reserves, a bachelor's degree, or 60 college credits. Military spouses are also eligible with current DoD ID card and a bachelor's degree. If you're looking for a great career while helping fellow military members, then we urge you to contact the University of Phoenix today. Apply now by going to jobs-apollo.com and enter the word military enrollment advisor in the search bar. And don't forget to tell them that Vets On sent you. Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Breaker, 19. How about that bandit? You got them ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Do you need an extra push to start your day? Well, then tune in to Addie's Radio. Addie's Radio is a show that explores tough questions in an open and fun forum. The program also engages hard-hitting issues concerning veterans' physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. This show airs every Tuesday from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Vets On Media Network. Addie's Radio is hosted by Jesse James, a combat veteran of Afghanistan, so he knows the problems that veterans face every day. Jesse provides you guidance each and every week to be a better you. So tune into yourself each week by tuning into Addie's Radio. Go to vetsonmedia.com for show details.
You're listening to the No Limits Radio Show on the Vets On Media Network.
Hold on 1 second. Is my mic on, Sam?
I hear it.
Okay, I'm just going to bitch for a quick 15 seconds because my lovely co-host Christina just gave me a nasty look because while driving here today, she's like, I lost my debit card last night. And I'm like, well, you canceled it, right? And she says, well, no, because if they don't have my PIN number, they can't use it. Hello, there's this thing called credit. So I'm like, the credit button instead of the debit button. So I'm like, Christina, you need to cancel it because otherwise someone can just swipe the card, hit credit, sign a name that isn't your name, and maybe down the road they'll realize it wasn't you and you can get your money back. But in the meantime, people could be draining your bank account. So right before the show, she cancels it. And now her fiance walks in. It's like, I found your card. And she looks at me. She thanks him, then looks at me and says, thanks for making me cancel my card. That's all right. That's all right. I'll remember that. Uh-huh. Forget it. I'll never do anything nice for you again.
Right.
All right, I'm done bitching.
I think, did you cut my mic off?
What?
Oh. Sam.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh. All right. We're having a post meeting. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that was more than 15 seconds. Welcome to the show, Celine.
Thank you for having
I
me,
appreciate
Christina.
having you.
Thank you.
So Celine Durney is a young musician, artist, singing artist that I have been following since she was 15 years old. I had the privilege of seeing her perform at Barrett Jackson along with a lot of other young musicians. And out of all of them, I was the most impressed with Celine, with the way that she, I've told you this before, don't look surprised. If you're looking surprised, it's because you're not taking it in. I was so impressed with your voice, the way that your stage presence, and your character.
Thank you.
Your character. I felt like, you know, a lot of times when young musicians, Justin Bieber, for example, you know, they weren't prepared for success. And I thought, you know what, this young lady, she is absolutely prepared for success.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I know that goes a lot to the credit of your mom and dad for how they've raised you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So I love your voice.
Thank you.
I love everything that you're doing. Okay, I'm done bragging about her. tell everybody what you've been up to now and what's going on with you musically.
So, musically, I guess I should start off by saying I'm a sophomore right now at Northern Arizona University, choral music education major. So it's basically leading me on the path to become a choir teacher. But what's really cool about NAU is that I still get to perform a lot. So I'm in their opera program, their vocal jazz program. There's an a cappella group up there, all-girls a cappella group called the Accidentals. And so I do get to perform in those groups a lot, in those ensembles. And musically, I do arrange a lot of a cappella stuff for my group. I love arranging, and I did it all throughout high school too. And just, writing a couple of my own songs here and there. None of them are, quite there yet, just because school has been a pretty big load. But it's a good load, though. That's what I like about it. It's not a stressful load for me.
Sure. Now, why is it that you want to be a choir teacher?
Well, it was funny. When my senior year, I didn't really want to be. I knew I wanted to do something in music. I just didn't know what. And one day my choir teacher left me in charge of one of my music classes, and he left the room for a little bit, and then he came back in, didn't even know he was there while I was teaching the group, and then he came up to me afterwards. He's like, "You should really be a teacher, I think." I said, "What? No, I'm not good at teaching." I did not think I would be doing a very good job at it. But he said, "No, I really think you should look more into that." So I said, "Okay." And along the road, I kept switching back and forth. But then I felt like I loved being in front of a choir, not only as a performer, but as someone who could be a quote-unquote role model or a leader kind of a thing. And so I thought choir teacher would be a great job for me to do that.
So my daughter, Sky, goes to Dobson High School.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the choir. She's now in Cantus.
Oh, yeah. That's the big one.
Yeah,
the high one. Yeah.
So she made it into Cantus her senior year. I've noticed in this journey that there have been every year they have a different student intern.
Yes.
So is that during your senior year, or is that after you graduate that you do that? And will you be doing that? And do you know where you want to intern? Do you get to choose where you intern?
So what they do is it's right after you do your 4 years. Technically the choral music ed degree and probably instrumental ed too. They do 4.5 years, and the last half is where you do the student intern, or student teaching is what they call it.
Okay.
And sometimes they let you have a preference where you want to teach, but most of the time they will choose for you. And right now I can't really decide where I want to be or where I see myself at. I would love to be, in a high school or junior high school setting. But a lot of people, what they do is they only get two options. They either teach in an elementary school, junior high, high school, and they can only choose two of those three to student teach in. A lot of people do the elementary school and the high school just so they get that range of younger children to older children.
Sure.
So I'm not really sure. I've got a little while to figure out where I think I want to be at and student teach, but I do have an idea of where I want to student teach at because of the teachers I have met at a couple different schools.
Are they here?
They're over in the Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert Valley. Actually,
Okay.
more Tempe now that I think about it. But yeah, they're in the lower part of the valley.
Okay, so not Dobson High School.
Have I been to Well, actually, my Mr. Carpenter, he was my junior high choir teacher, and I did contact him, but he never called me back. So
I'll talk to him. I'm part of the Orpheus Society now.
Oh, great.
So I will be talking to Mr. Carpenter.
Thank you, Christina.
All right. Now I know that you also have you've got a CD out.
Mm-hmm,
You have a new CD. I have your first CD. I'm
Yeah.
very proud of that. So tell us about the new CD. How many songs are on it? What was
Okay.
kind of the guiding force behind it?
I would definitely say the guiding force behind it was God. And I know I don't want to get into religion or like that, but that's really...
We can talk about religion.
I felt...
It's no limits.
There you go. I felt like it was definitely inspired by him, and it was a project. Well, let me start over. So I have a lot of friends of mine who are right now serving missions for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as Mormons, and I realized how much...
I'm sorry, there was just
it's
something
okay.
the way you said that. You're like,
Mormons.
AKA Mormons.
No, it's
and air quotes.
No, It's so funny because so many people get like the two. They think they're separated, but it's not. A lot of people think that they're two different groups, but they're the same group. So sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's
be
okay,
like...
sweetie. It's all right. I didn't.
It's okay. So I have friends of mine that are serving missions. I have one in Brazil, Germany. Oh my gosh, Africa, Mozambique, like just all over the place. And I wanted to, keep in contact with them, keep writing them, but I figured, that's a lot of writing. And then one day I got an idea. They actually kept writing me saying like, hey, if you come out with a new album, send it to me. And I said, I think I should do that. So I did a lot of religious songs and songs that they grew up listening to, like in church and things like that. And I put them on a CD and recorded it at a studio, and it just came out this week. So now I've been spending like this weekend giving them out to my missionary friends and their families and things like that, and anyone else who will listen to it. So I feel like through this CD, I'm in their shoes. I'm, being a missionary with them. So.
And it's so efficient. Instead of writing a letter to everybody, you're just going to do
mass media, baby.
This is the younger generation. This is the way that they look at things. How can I be really efficient with this? I love it.
Thank you.
And for our listeners that would like to obtain the CD, I know that there is a special offer.
There is. The first one to text the word SINGS, that's SINGS, to 90210 is going to get the new CD brand new. However, if you are one of those T-Mobile people, one, I'm really sorry, and two, you have a different number. It's 89800. So for everyone in the world besides T-Mobile, you need to text the word SINGS to 90210. If you unfortunately do have T-Mobile, it's 89800.
Do you think everybody knows how to do that? So you're gonna go to your text messages. You're going to put in the
You're going to go to compose. I mean,
Yes.
if we're going to give the instructions, let's give them literally.
Right.
Hit compose.
Right. And in the place that you would normally put the number, you're going to put 90210 or 89800. And then you're going to go somewhere to get rid of your T-Mobile service. Okay, but anyway, and then in the text message area, you're going to type, not write. I can just see somebody writing.
On their cell phone.
Yeah, you're going to type SINGS. And then you're going to hit send.
That's right. So if you knew how to send a text message before this broadcast, you might now be confused. But anyway.
Okay, so I know that you last night, that was a PSA for somebody, okay?
Oh, no.
Somebody.
Oh, no. T-Mobile and every other carrier out there, their phones are all now blowing up because everyone's confused at how to send a text message.
Hold on a second. Is T-Mobile an advertiser? And they're never going to be.
No, come here. We'll help you. We will help you people. So anyway, but back to Celine. That's what we're here for.
All right, so, and you also have a website where people can get more details.
Yes.
Share with them the website because I'm not going to pronounce it.
Well,
can you spell it?
Yes, I will spell it. I will spell it rather than say it because I can't say it. I shouldn't say that, but if I do pronounce it, it's just not correct. So it's www.Celine, Celine, and then Mireille, MIREILLE.com. And there's also a Facebook page, and it actually just takes you right to that. So if you just type those two names into Facebook, you'll be able to find it on there.
And we'll share the link on the No Limits Radio page just to make it really easy for everybody. Okay, so I know that last night you performed at an event and you sang Amazing Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said that you like performing. How do you feel do you like performing with a group? Do you prefer performing solo? How did you feel about that? Because I would be terrified getting up in front of, singing in front of anybody. I would be absolutely terrified.
Oh, and I mean, I got my knees shaken, and I was also wearing heels. I don't normally wear heels when I perform, so that was probably another factor of my knees shaking. But so singing by myself and singing with other people, they're both kind of different experiences. Singing with other people, I can feed off of like the energy of the people that I'm singing with, as well as the energy of the audience. And then when I'm singing by myself, I kind of, have this little, I feel like I have like someone next to me so I can feed off of. It's almost like this something that's not there. I know that doesn't make sense, but just like I would say God, standing next to me or something, just positive energy to keep me calm, and then also the energy off of the audience as well. So I do like feeding off of other people's energy when I sing. So.
I'm really glad that you clarified that because I didn't know if you were announcing.
Your face, you're like,
She's got an invisible friend? Like,
no,
she's civil?
I'm not
Which personality are we talking to right now?
Yeah. Can you bring the one that can sing? Because that is why we brought you here today. Okay, good.
No worries.
So, can you sing? Can you perform for us one of the songs that you wrote from your first CD?
From the first CD?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure thing. I can't remember last time I was on here. I did sing.
You did the one that was for a wedding.
Okay then.
Yeah.
That one? Okay,
yeah.
So I will do the other one then.
Okay.
Unless, do you want me to do the one that was for your wedding or?
No, do the other one.
Do the other one? Okay. I think. Sorry, I'm just adjusting microphone stuff. Oh, that's good sound. Okay. So this is. Do you want me to sing the whole song or just a little?
Just a little.
Just a little snippet of it. Okay, no problem. So this is One of a Kind. This is a song that my mom wrote about my dad. It's a poem that she wrote about my dad when they were dating, and I just turned it into a song. So,
fixed chord.
Maybe we could write a Facebook post and then she would turn it into a song.
If you want me to do that, I could write like a theme song for the show if you want me to.
That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible.
Do you want me to do that?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Just make me the nice one.
Oh, Michelle and then like Christina.
Yeah, because she's being mean today.
Okay, so this is One of a Kind. You've got my heart in your hand, something special, something grand, and I can't say how I feel, so taken back by the fact that this is real. Every beat stays in time, every magic rhythm is a sign that it's true, and simply one of a kind. Oh, outside there's thunder rumbling, breezes blowing, trees brushing up against the sky. Here we've got fairy tales, swimming pools, birthdays, and banana cream pies. Well, it's raining, sweetheart, so bring me a drink, and I'll be more than happy to sing about how you've got my heart in your hands. Something special, something grand, and I can't say how I feel, so taken back by the fact that this is real. Every beat stays in time, every magic rhythm is a sign that it's true, and it's simply one of a kind. There was a mess up in the chords right there, but then well.
None of us
we didn't know.
Okay.
Every time I hear you sing, I get chills over my entire body.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you, Michelle.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so I know your career path is teaching.
Yes.
Would you ever perform on one of those singing contests? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And in fact, I don't know if I told you I auditioned for The Voice. Did I not tell you
No.
that? I auditioned for it. I want
at the end of the interview, she.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, here's what happened. So it was the summer after I graduated high school, and I was thinking, okay, so I want to audition for The Voice. If I make it, then I can, pursue that. If I don't make it, then I will go to college, no problem. And so I did the audition and didn't get a call back for it. And so I walked out, and there was a lot of people around me that were like very upset, many people crying and calling their moms on the phone, like so distraught. But I just remember walking out and feeling totally fine. Like, it's okay that I didn't make it, just wasn't my time at that point. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to college and I'm not upset. And I absolutely love the experience that I've had at NAU so far.
But you're going to audition again?
Yes.
Okay.
It depends, and I have to figure out timing for that as to when I want to do that. But I hope that in the near future I can still, do that kind of a thing.
So would you ever audition for America's Got Talent, or what's the other one? There's America's Got Talent, The Voice, and
American Idol.
American Idol.
American Idol, I'm done with. My sister and I actually, I don't know if this is bad to say, but we told ourselves if Scotty McCreery won American Idol, I would not watch the show anymore. Because here's my reason. Scotty McCreery is a very wonderful, talented country artist. If the show were called Country Idol, absolutely, he could totally win it. But the show is called American Idol. You have to learn to sing all these different styles. And that's what was so good about Carrie Underwood. Even though she's a country singer, she was very good at singing pop and blues and all these other genres. Whereas every time Scotty McCreery sang, it was always some country song.
That's true. And
I think she doesn't like country.
Oh, no,
I'm kidding.
it's not that. No, it's not that.
But you mentioned your sisters, and actually you have some duets with friends and also your sisters on the new CD. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
What music artists really influence you?
Oh, music artist or artists? I have a lot. I would say definitely...
In 1 minute.
In 1 minute? Okay. I can say Jason Mraz, John Mayer, Mika, Alicia Keys, Sam Cooke, a lot of older artists, Michael Jackson. Gosh, there's so many.
Well, and I would love for you to see. I know that you sang Amazing Grace last night.
Yes.
I would love to have you sing that as we go out of the show.
Okay.
But first, I do want to
do that.
Yep.
Go ahead, because you're going to tell people about Thursday, correct?
Yes. Thursday, we're going to be at Raven's B2B networking event.
We are a featured business.
We are a featured business.
Yep. Please have our song ready by Thursday. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, we're a featured business.
And so we're going to be broadcasting live at the event, doing the show.
What time is that, Christina?
It's 5:30 to 8.
Okay. I've had some people ask. So it's 5:30 Pacific Standard Time?
Yep. The purse process is the woman who does the purse process, she's going to be there, and we're going to grab a few people, and she's going to do that live. We'll be interviewing some of the people that are there also, and just doing a really great show. Next Saturday, we have a show that's all about beauty. We've got a hairstylist. We've got a makeup artist. We have a fashion stylist. We've got Ron Titone, who does makeup. We have Fawn Chang, who does fashion, and the hairstylist
is Sarah Stein.
She's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
I was like, when you sent me the picture, I was like, is that the hairstylist or is that one of her models?
Yeah,
gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
Yes. Okay, and so to take us out, Celine, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
And
thank you for having me, ladies.
Always a pleasure. All right, and so she's going to take us out with Amazing Grace.
Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. This has been No Limits Radio Show. I'm Christina.
And I'm Michelle.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn